So, Hana, you are about to play your final show on the U.S. tour.
Yeah.
What's going on for you right now? Any thoughts, feelings you'd like to share?
Yeah, I'm pretty tired. The schedule with my day was pretty good one day after another with no breaks. So I'm a bit tired. I'm not used to the life yet. but I'm good. I'm excited to I'm not excited for it to be over, but I am excited to be able to have a bit of time to process, because this is my first kind of tour, so haven't been able to do that yet. I'm definitely in a different kind of mode. But yeah, I'm feeling good.
You finished your tour with Mount Erie with Phil.
Yeah.
Just about a week ago. What was that experience like with Phil?
It was amazing. It was amazing. I was with people who really took care of me. We became like a little family for the 2 weeks that we were doing shows together. And I couldn't have asked for a better group to be with. Phil's band is incredible. So supportive, so caring, so funny. They're all really funny, so we were laughing a lot. And I got to see a bit of America and a bit of Canada. And yeah, it was a bit of a whirlwind. I really loved seeing his fans and meeting some of them. They're just great people. And yeah, I can't imagine anything better for a first tour of America, doing a tour with him. Yeah.
What has been your favorite memory so far on tour?
Running around north of Portland, Maine, in the mountains with Phil, looking for beaver homes. Just feeling like a kid, and I was so delighted to be out of the car and in the mountains and in the cool water, and there was snow on the tops of the mountains, and yeah, we just were so excited for a second there. And yeah, that's my favorite.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I really loved Portland, Maine. We went to a sauna after that day, and we just had the best day, and I wouldn't be surprised if I moved there for a little bit. I really fell in love with it.
So last night you actually performed for Living Earth?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that like? It looked awesome, first of all. I wish I was there.
Yeah. Beautiful people were running it. Noah and Masa just were so lovely and drove me to and from the place, but LA is so beautiful. I keep saying that across the world, we're told that LA is a hellscape, devoid of personality, and just really just awful. And I get here and it's gorgeous, and I'm singing songs on top of a mountain, just with the most gorgeous weather, gorgeous people, gorgeous views. And we did a moonlight hike after I played. What? The lies we've been told. What are the lies?
Yeah.
So that's another place I'm thinking about moving to. I'm falling in love with lots of different places.
Have you had any memorable interactions with fans, or even just the American culture, I guess, at large?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty. Just talking to people. I mean, there are so many funny little exchanges I've had. Actually, in New York, I met someone whose name escapes me, but he told me that I think he was from maybe Texas. He told me that his school mascot was a gun. itself, like an actual gun.
That's
The school mascot, that blew my mind.
Yeah,
that was
that blew my
just
mind.
crazy. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
So that side of things there's so much to be shocked about, but in reality, actually just touring around and being here, I've been really cushioned by, who ends up coming to the shows and being with Phil, because they're all lovely people. The only problem I have is that I keep meeting people who are just so awesome and gorgeous, and I'm like, I want to be their friend. And it's too weird it feels weird to be like, oh hey, like, let's just be friends, But
Across.
yeah, there's so many like farmers like young farmers who are turning up, and really the demographic I dreamt of. So I'm so grateful for the people I'm meeting there.
If you could just sum up your time, like being here in the U.S., how would you describe it?
This is the thing I was saying before, is that I haven't given it a second to process, or like I wouldn't be able to sum up really, because I haven't done. You need to talk to me in a year. I think it's also hard with America, because you're entering it for the first time. There's so much complexity that you're kind of taking in all at once, because America houses everything, the full spectrum, every single colour coming at you once. So yeah, I think that's what I would say. It's like, it's overwhelming, it's beautiful, it's terrifying, it's everything at once. I really like it. Yeah, I think, yeah.
So I've asked you a lot of questions about like tour and everything. So maybe we can kind of just talk more a bit about the music stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, could you just talk about a bit of what you've been up to since the release of Soon?
Yeah.
And what shifts have taken place in your life since then?
Wow, okay, big question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on the farm by myself for a while, and just generally in Australia in a lot of isolation. The isolation part didn't change, but the country did. I moved to France, was quite isolated there again, back and forth to London a little bit. To be honest, I'm in a little bit of a transition period of, my family have come back to the farm, and there's not really a role for me per se anymore. But I found my great love, which was being in service to animals every day. That's what brought me purpose and joy and the beauty of, suits me. But I'm at a point where I'm trying to find how to do that somewhere else. So if you know any farms going that want someone who knows regenerative farming, it might be that I move to America for a while. It might be that I find another farm to work with, but anywhere that is really, really trying to do things differently, not just the regular old farming, but really trying to better the land, better the way that we do things for animals. Yeah. I'm a big animal lover, and I'm sitting here right now clutching this
We haven't got a name for it yet.
cow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've mentioned you've got a new project on the way.
Yeah.
What can we expect from what you've got this year?
Wow. Okay. So I'm just finishing from June. I'll have 2 months to kind of finish it in the place where I started it, which is like a small beach town in Australia called Tabari. So it's very sea related to the ocean. Though, again, there's a lot of isolation because it's a very, very small town and you always have the beach to yourself. I spent a lot of time on the beach at night, so it's set for me in the blue hour just as the sun set when I would go for my swim. Swimming in Australia is like, yeah, it's there are sharks and it's kind of scary. So it kind of exhilarated me, but it was also very, very calming. Yeah, so whales, dolphins, anything you would see, all of that is in there. Yeah, it's a very blue. It's a blue album. It's not like Soon at all. In colour, because I work in colour. I could talk forever about that, so don't even get me started. But yeah, Soon is like primarily yellow and orange, that wheat colour. Although it dips into like a blue-green as the album goes further down. But yeah, I'm trying to keep the colour palette strong in this next album. It's definitely that blue album blue. Yeah.
That was really cool. I work in a similar way, so it's just awesome.
I think a lot of people do. I think colour and visual, I wouldn't know how to separate them anymore. It's an obsession, it's a compulsion for me to, I was telling someone last night that my dream way of releasing music would be to get to a ripe old age of 90 or something, hopefully, however long I live, gather every piece of music I've ever made and put them in their colours, put them in their right place. So I'd have a green album, I'd have a blue album, I'd have a really long yellow album, because I do love to make yellow music. But the music industry doesn't really work if you want to be part of it at all. Do I want to be part of it at all? Still, I'm not sure, but I think it's important to keep trying, keep putting music out and just kind of see what happens. But yeah, if things were a bit different, I would wait and I would gather music in this really nice way and release it when I was old. Yeah, but it does upset me a little bit when I can't. There are a few songs on this new album that aren't in the colour scheme. They're a different colour, and that bothers me. It bothers me to no end. But it's either that, and I put colours together, or we wait another 5 years. I mean, get 11 of the same colouring.
Yeah, we can't wait that long.
Exactly, this is what I tell myself, yeah.
In January 2024, you released Morning Rain, an incredibly gorgeous outtake from Soon. Really echoing kind of the same cadence and beauty of the album, I would say.
Different colour.
Different colour,
Yeah,
and that's probably...
that's why I couldn't go on.
There it is.
It was like a grey.
That is so cool. Yeah, previously you mentioned like the possibility of releasing more outtakes or doing like an album of archived older songs.
Yeah.
Is that kind of still on the...
Yeah, I'd really like to. I don't know why I haven't yet. I think it'll feel right at some point. But actually Morning Rain is part of, not Soon, it's part of that archive music. It's very old. So I do have a lot of that kind of stuff. It's I think I do know why I haven't released it yet. Those songs are self-soothing. They're very sweet, almost simply sweet. You've heard Morning Rain.
Yeah, love it.
It's like this, yeah, it's like me clutching this teddy right now. It's a self-soother. If you're going through a hard time or loneliness or any of these things, writing these songs that are often the lyrics will be saying something like a mother would to a child. It's very self-soothing. It's very like bird. I have a song called Birdland that is very mothering. I think it's a beautiful thing that I do, and it's by accident that it happens. I don't do it so much anymore because maybe I'm more self-aware of what's happening. But they feel strange to release because they don't feel representative of reality. And what I want to make is more. I want to be steeped in what I'm seeing, what's actually happening, and what's really there. I don't know. Yeah, it's strange. I don't know why I don't want to release them, but someday I will. Someday it'll be the right time. Yeah.
It's just waiting for that time.
Yeah, but that's what they are. They're these strange little mothering, self-soothing songs.
There was an old account too, I think Nora's Spin.
I have a lot of them. On
That's
there.
where, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm playing one of them tonight. Yeah. Called Lover of Mine. It's definitely one of those kinds of songs.
You posted a snippet of an upcoming song on the new project called Seagull Theory. Is this?
Okay, that's very funny because we were just talking about Seagull.
We were, huh?
Which is where that comes from. Yeah, we were talking about colour theory, or like music and colour, and I was saying this exact thing to him about how frustrated I was that I couldn't fit all of these songs into the blue box that I wanted them to fit in. Like, one song's just yellow again. One of them is red, and I was like, can I do this? Can I make a coherent, because I very much like coherent music for myself. And Seagull told this meandering story about how, anyway, that is too long to explain. He did this beautiful thing for me, and he said that he found a way to let me know that it was okay. Yeah. So he doesn't know that, by the way.
Really?
But yeah, it's named after him.
And now you also performed that with World.
Yeah.
Are there like, can we expect to see any collaborations on this album, or is it also just an isolated album, just like so much?
I wouldn't be surprised if we did something in the future together, but I'm just never in the same place long enough. But I would love to work with them. There are plenty of people that I'd love to collaborate with, but this album, I don't think so.
Have you been back to Bid's Farm since you were working on it?
No. No, it's rented out now, so it's not really possible for me to go. There is my family farm. It breaks my heart, to be honest. It was such a special place for me. But it informs the place that I would like. Someday I really want to settle down somewhere that gives me that same feeling. So I'm grateful that I experienced living somewhere like that.
If you were to say like your top 3 artists at the moment.
Oh wow.
Yeah, could you give us?
Well, I can tell you one funny story, which is that I made Soon, and then I listened to an album which did what I wanted to do with Soon, but 10 million times better. And I was like, I never would have made Soon if I'd heard this beforehand. I never would have made it, because I would have said, oh, well, it's already fucking done. And I could never do it better than that. And it's a yellow album, fully yellow, same colouring, sounds yellow to me. It's got the feel, but so much better, so much more heart. Oh my god, it's incredible. It's called Good Will Come to You by Eve Jarvis, who's a Montreal artist. I think if he heard me say that, he would be horrified that I don't think that they're similar. Just like trying to put that out there. I just think that there's an essence about that album that really encapsulates what I was trying to do, what I wanted to feel like when I was listening to it or something. And he just did it. I was like, this is so much better than anything I could have done. But I was also, it was nice that it was affirming to me, because just like the fact that it's fully yellow colour, it's like, oh wow, okay, yeah. So I love him and I love Mount Erie, always have. And I mean, I'll have to give you my Spotify to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But really, people should check it out, because like, you'll put my album in the bin. It's so incredible. It's so good. I love him.
Wow, check it out.
Yeah.
Do you have any sort of like rituals or routines when you're in the creative process, when you're trying to create a song, or just in the process of creating one?
Isolation.
Yes.
That's it. Which is hard sometimes. It's not always kind to you. I've found it to be very, very, very kind and loving, and very, very mean and cruel at other times. But it's the only thing that will allow me to do anything. I lived in a city for many, many years. I lived in London for 15 years. Lived in Melbourne for a couple of years. I never made any. So I'd like that to change at some point. I'd like to find a middle ground where I can, be around people and also be creative, but I find them in arts at the moment. Hopefully down the line that will change.
I love the color theory that you've got going on thing.
I think a lot of people work it like that,
Yeah.
but it's not talked about that much. It's not, I want to be clear, it's not like that. What's the thing where you see colours?
Synesthesia.
Synesthesia, yes, it's not that.
No, yeah.
It's just like you just know. It's
Yeah.
like an intuition,
Yeah.
just like a creativity, like you know you want to paint a green picture. And so it's exactly the same with music. You know, to find any difference. Yeah. And that's also fun. It's really fun to have those colour parameters. But they can be bullies too. They can really be bullies. I find myself like a kid who doesn't want their peas touching their potatoes, like, and is really, really like aggressively screaming, like, do not, I don't want my, you know what I mean? The kid who's like, I don't want my peas touching them. I'm like that with my songs.
Just very picky with
Yeah,
the
yeah. I
choices.
really, for some reason, I don't like it when you're creating an album.
You love cows.
Love cows.
Do you have a favorite cow?
A favorite cow?
Yeah, and I know that question is a hard one.
No. I mean, there's one that is the leader. She's a benevolent leader, obviously, because cows are, they have a beautiful, perfect, benevolent society. But she rubs chalk on her forehead whenever I'm around. And in my human brain, I can only offer meaning to that in the human way that I know, which is that she's putting a crown on her head to tell me, you know, I'm the queen here. Because she doesn't do it when the other cows are around. She does it specifically when I arrive. She then puts a headshot crown on and tells all the others to get behind me, and then she shows them the way, and they walk in single file to the next place. So she's my queen. She's my queen.
She's the leader.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
I just first of all want to thank you for coming to the U.S. and giving us U.S. fans finally a chance to see you live.
Yeah.
It's so great to hear you, especially, you know, getting to see you in Chicago now here at your final show. I mean, it's just incredible, and we're so happy to have you. And the thought of you potentially living here is, you know, blowing my mind, and I'm sure a lot of other fans, and I would love nothing more. So yeah, super grateful for the opportunity.
Thank you.
And do you have any last message for anyone listening?
Well, firstly, it'll be interesting to see whether, I continue to do this. Whether 2 years down the line I stop touring, or whether I'm touring more than ever. And at this point, I cannot tell you which one it's going to be. I'll always make music, don't worry.
Okay.
Always make music. But the other stuff is hard, and it doesn't suit everybody. Definitely doesn't suit me. But yeah, they'll be curious if there are any songwriters or musicians listening as well. I will always advocate for giving production a go, and keeping the paintbrush of your own painting in your hands rather than giving it away to a producer or something else. There's so much of you that exists in all those quiet places when you're making music. I don't know if that makes any sense, but production is a beautiful world, and I think we give it away too much. Keep the paintbrush in your own hand.
I love that. And any last, I guess, thanks you want to give to anyone here who...
Yeah, everybody. Phil, mainly.
Yes.
You, Supercat, Living Earth was amazing. Yeah, I mean, everybody. Oh, well, actually, the main person I want to thank is Christina, who is the most incredible person who's given me her flat for the week so that I could be here, because financially it was so difficult for me being here 5 days. A literal angel. She's amazing. So, yeah, big shout out.
Well, thank you so much, Hannah. It's such a joy and pleasure to be able to talk to you. I'm super thankful for the opportunity to just get to know you a bit more about your process. We learned a lot about color theory.
If you feel the color thing come up in you, I would embrace it, because it's so fun and informative. And you said you work like that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I try to. I mean, it's so fun. My first song is called Yellow Days, and I had this whole idea to make my first album sort of centered around the color yellow. So it's just so funny that...
Why is yellow so accessible for people?
I know.
I don't know why. I have 100 songs of yellow,
Yeah.
maybe one red,
Yeah.
trying super hard to get blue. Green is completely impossible.
Green is
I've got lots of grey. It's so funny. People are going to think I'm completely mad.
No,
Talking
absolutely
like
not.
this, but I have actually had lots of musicians say that they work in a similar way, so hard to
I guess you have to be a little bit mad.
You have to be a little bit mad
Yeah.
at all.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much, Hana. It's been a pleasure, and
Thank you.
yeah. Congratulations on, well, about to finish your U.S. tour, last show. So
Yeah.
super stoked, and yeah, until the next time.
Great. Thanks.